Hey, everybody, and welcome to John Talks Indian Cinema. Well, I don't know if I can call it that this week, but I am your host, the Indian Cinemaniac. And I'm going back to the recommended list. Now, this is a film that was recommended to me a while ago, and I finally watched it. And the reason why um, it's not an Indian film, but it is a foreign film. The film is called Wolf Children. It's an anime film from 2012, and it was recommended by Harshia Haha. Harshia Haha. And he's been trying to get me to watch this for a long time. And let me say up front a couple of things. I love animated films. I am not a huge anime guy. I will tell you when I was a kid, and this is in the early to mid 70s, two shows that I watched religiously was Speed Racer and Kimba the White Lion. Both Japanese shows, both anime. Now, they were horribly dubbed for the American audience. Why do I say they're horribly dubbed? Because there was like three people doing all the voices, either faster, slower, higher, lower. But as a kid, I loved them. Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. Kimba the White Lion is the one. I remember these theme songs from that long ago. So I'm not, it's not like I hate it. I'm just not a huge fan of the look of that animation. So you need to know that up front. Okay. So this film was directed by Mamoru Hosoda, and voice actors were Aoi, Aoi Miyazaki, Jakao Hasawa, Haru Karoki, Yakito Nishi, and Megumi Hayashibara. Now, did I pronounce those names right? I'm not sure. So the story is pretty simple and it's pretty straightforward. A young college girl, Hana, meets a mysterious man and they fall in love very quickly. And then the man confesses that he is a werewolf. And it's a so she knows he's a werewolf. I'll get into some specifics as I go through the plot. So they get married. They have two kids. The husband, the wolf, dies, and the kids are wolf children, hence the title. And she has to bring up two wolf children who can switch back and forth alone. And she ends up moving, to a mountain, a real isolated area, rebuilds a house. And the story is about the kids growing up. The girl who is named Yuki, which means snow, and Ame, which means rain. And by the way, they were both born one it was snowing, one it was raining. And in the beginning of the film, in the beginning, she Yuki wants to be more like the wolf, and Ame wants to be more like a human. Doesn't want to be a wolf. And as they get older and they start to interact with people, they do a complete reversal to the point at the end of the film where Ame wants to be a wolf full time, leaves his mother and sister, and goes in the mountains to be the protector of the other wolves. So the story, in this man's opinion, is really about single parenting and how difficult it is using the wolf angle as bringing up kids is hard. They're unpredictable. They change as they grow. Because the wolves are not like a werewolf like you would think of a werewolf, like, tearing everything apart. They're not like that. They're beautiful animals. They just want to survive. They will eat other animals, like, because they're wolves. But that really is a story. Now I have to say, I've never heard of a story like that. So the allegory for single parenting, I liked, and it wasn't hard to pick up on it. Not being a parent, but so I'm going to give the story a 4. Now I have to say that even though I'm not a big fan of anime, this was an absolutely gorgeous film. The backgrounds, the animation, like of the people, is a little. It's not real fluid, but I don't think it really is in anime. But that didn't really bother me because the emotions that especially Hana, who the voice actress was wonderful in this because what she goes through in the course of this film, a lot of different emotions. And I thought it was a wonderful performance. And there was subtitles, so it wasn't dubbed. So I heard the Japanese language, whether I understood it or not. And that's important because when they're dubbed, when the vocals are dubbed, sometimes you miss that. So you could sense that. So I really appreciate it. But it was gorgeous. Uh, the backgrounds, the look of the wolves, not so much the when they were baby wolves. That looked a little too Pokemon to me. But when they got a little bit bigger and became more fully formed, gorgeous. And the snow, the rain, the water, it was beautiful. I can't tell you how much visually it was just I was dumbfounded. I really was. Um, Now the performances again, I talked about a little bit. So they had two separate voice actors to play the young children and the older children. And if I read the credits right, it was all women. There weren't guys playing guys. Now you wouldn't know that by their voices, but you know, getting across emotion in animated films, especially anime, where they get the big eyes and not a lot of detail in the faces. So if you can get emotion from that, that's pretty powerful. That's why I'm going to give the performances a 4 because it really was. I mean, there were some pretty heart wrenching scenes in this. Um, and the music, again, the music was wonderful. Um, it had a great background score. It was how did I describe the music in here? I thought I did. Uh, I think I wrote haunting at one point. The interior furniture, Wolf Kisses Last Kind narrated by, it's, yeah, a lot of it's haunting piano music. But in this film, it works really, really well. It starts off with the daughter, Yuki, narrating it, talking about the mother. And you hear and it says, you might think this is a fairy tale. That's how it starts off. So I thought the music was absolutely perfect. Um, and there's one scene where they show the passage of time. They're both in school for the first time. Actually, she was in school one year, he goes in the second year, and they show them in the classroom. So you can see each of their classrooms, right? And then the camera pans, and then they show the next year and the next grade, and then it pans again. It's a one take shot. And they do that a few times to show the passage of time. I thought that was really interesting. Um, so overall, I'm gonna my verdict, as I like to say, my verdict. I'm gonna give this movie a 4. I loved it. Um, it's a little bit of a slow burn. If you're looking for like, when you think of anime, you think of Akira, you think of Ghost in the Shell. Um, you think of action. It wasn't like that in this. but it didn't have to be. It was really about, I mean, if you really break it down, I know I said this about single parenting, but it's about Hana. It's really about her story and the evolution of her character from the start of the film to the end of the film when she actually lets Ame go, realizing that this is his destiny. And Yuki's destiny is to be human, not to be a wolf. And then there's a beautiful scene where you think she died and she finds, and I don't think I wrote the character's name, her husband who died. Um, yeah, I didn't write his name, but she visits him, sees him in like, I don't know, purgatory. I don't know what it is. It's between death and being alive. And he tells her the kids are going to be good, everything's all right. I thought that was beautiful. Now there was one thing that bothered me in this film. I have to be honest with you. And by the way, the guy, the husband, who's the original werewolf, is not in this film very much at all. It's quickly gone. So that's why I say it's really her story. But there's a scene, they go on a date and they end up in the bedroom and you see the silhouettes of them kissing, but he's a wolf, not human. And that I thought I that creeped me out a little bit. So that was my really only complaint about the movie. Yeah, I thought that was a weird choice. But yeah, and Harshia Haha, you said I would really like this film. And I wasn't sure because again, I'm not a big anime fan, but this was beautiful and it was so well done. And if I had kids, I would let them watch this film. It was a beautiful story of the family trying to stay together and working hard for each other. Nothing really scary in it, you know. I mean, there's a couple of fight scenes between the brother and sister when they turn into wolves and they're going at each other, but nothing bloody or anything like that. Um, but yeah, I love this film. So thanks for that recommendation. And maybe I will check out something else. Now, this is not an Indian film, but it's a foreign film, and I hope you will give this a chance. And everyone should check it out. I think you'll like that. If you have kids, I would definitely get the family to watch this. Okay, that's it. That was about 10 minutes, I think. So that's it. We're going to keep knocking out that list and see what happens. Okay. And this should be this. Yeah, this will be out before Halloween. So everyone have a great Halloween if you celebrate. As you can see by all my helmets, I will be celebrating Halloween. You know I will. So that's it. And as always, please subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button. We're going to hit those 100 subs. But with your help, it's going to happen. Thank you. And thank you for all the support. You guys, I really appreciate it. All right. We'll talk to you soon at John Talks Indian Cinema with another 10ish-Minute review. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy Halloween.
Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone.